Yeah, there's nothing more fun and enjoyable than crap talk movies people enjoy.
You son of a bitch! If I had a gun on a boat, I'd shoot you!
Hey guys, welcome to another video and Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you all had a good Christmas, good time with the family, have some nice turkey dinner, open your Christmas gifts. I hope you all had a good time. And I'm here to, I guess, ruin that good time by talking about overrated movies of 2024. I'm doing this every year for the past couple years. I have fun with it. It's all opinion. It's all subjective. Don't take too much offense to it. And honestly, the majority of people are on your side. That's why I'm calling these movies overrated. These are movies that critics seem to like. The majority of audiences seem to enjoy. I just personally didn't like them. I didn't get into them. I didn't like them. I thought they were severely flawed, and I don't understand the praise. But hey, that's just me. So let's not waste time. These are the top 10 overrated movies, in my opinion, of 2024. Number 10, We Live in Time. Um, this movie, I don't think a single person's talking about, but man, critics really praised this movie as a very touching, heartwarming, or heart-wrenching romance story as two very critically acclaimed actors of Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. Both very talented. Both aren't terrible in the movie. It's just this movie is so dull, so unoriginal, and just not enjoyable. It's a romance movie with one of those like very tragic, sick stories when someone gets ill and everything. I've seen movies like this done a million times. We've all seen Steel Magnolias in terms of endearment. Like we've seen movies like this before, so it's nothing different. The only thing that can make it different are the characters and how it's portrayed and executed. And nothing felt deep or original, and just it was super one note and very basic. And I just didn't like it. I couldn't get into it. I was bored. I predicted the ending, and when it ended, I'm like, it's just like every other story like this I've seen 100 times. So I know people enjoyed it. That's fine. Wasn't a fan though. Coming at number 9 is Terrifier 3. I didn't put this any higher because I didn't finish the movie. I'm just gonna flat out say I'm not a Terrifier fan. I don't like these movies. I think they're just disgusting. They're absolutely vile and gross, and that's not my kind of horror. As you see, I do like horror movies. I put 2 horror films in my best of the year of like The Heretic and Nosferatu, but those are very creative movies with very good writing. These movies are just disgusting. There's no substance or even much of a plot to them. It's just a really creepy killer doing very disgusting things, and that's really it. I saw the first one, I hated it, and now I watched this one because, well, a friend of mine was watching it, so I wanted to watch it with him. I guess I'm just like, yeah, let's check it out. I watched it with him for about 25 minutes, and I walked away and did something else while he finished it. I hated it. I thought it was nasty. I hated the characters. I hated where it was even going. I knew where it was going. It's very like Eli Roth style, just super. It is a movie made. All these Terrifier movies are made to shock you. It's a shock movie, and that's not my thing. And I think it's disgusting, but people seem to like it, so good for you guys. Coming number 8 is Monkey Man. Monkey Man, Dev Patel, vigilante movie. I was excited for this movie. This movie looked actually pretty cool. Turns out it wasn't though. There was no creativity with the action sequences. The story wasn't very interesting. Dev Patel kind of looked like he was bored acting in this movie. There was nothing really much there. Again, no substance, and I don't know. There was not a lot of creativity. The action wasn't put together. A lot of shaky cam. A lot of quick edits. The editing was so bad. The pacing wasn't very good. It was a bit of a slog to get through, and I don't know. I was really going into this movie expecting something truly great, and I was so let down by it. And I'm a little surprised that critics really praised this movie. I didn't think it was very good, and I thought it was a huge letdown. So that's just me, though. Number 7, this movie I feel like no one loved it, but no one hated it but me. So I'm gonna just mention it. That's Mean Girls, the musical that came out earlier this year. I don't think anyone like loved this movie or like are gonna put it on like a best, but no one's gonna put it at a worst. Honestly, this movie came close to making. This was in like my top 15, top 20 worst of the year. It didn't quite make the list or just honorable mentions, but it was close. I hated this movie. This is literally just the Mean Girls movie, but a musical. It's the same story, beat for beat, the same movie. Just shittier jokes and shittier actors, and just no ounce of originality in it. And everyone's like, well, it's actually an adaptation of the Broadway show. And I'm like, yes, which is an adaptation of the movie. It's an adaptation of an adaptation. So it's the same fucking thing. Everyone's like, it's not a remake. It is. It's an adaptation and a remake. It's the same story, beat for beat, as the movie. Just not funny. It's not funny at all. Mean Girls was a one of a kind of movie. It's a funny movie, has a great script by Tina Fey. Just the actors are all on point, and the jokes are just so quotable and lovable, and just it's such a good movie, Mean Girls, and there's a reason people love it. It's become part of our culture, and this one is just made to bank money off of that. That's the only reason it was made, and it was a shit ass movie. And I know people enjoyed it, but I fucking hated it. All right, number 6, Queer. Queer was a movie I did want to see because it's directed by a very talented director. It's got Daniel Craig and stuff. Another, just super boring, like nothing profound or deep in it. And stories about homosexuality can be very deep, very moving. This one, not in the slightest bit. It tries to have a lot of a dark comedy to it. Wasn't very funny. I didn't even think Daniel Craig was all that great. People were saying he gives like an Oscar-worthy performance. I'm like, really? I didn't think so. I thought he was just okay at best. I was counting down the minutes till this movie ended. I was just not a fan. Not invested with the story. Not invested with these characters. Didn't find it funny. Didn't find the writing all that good. I just... Again, it's all a personal taste. It's all personal. Like, I know people are just going to be, like, pointing out, like, well, this was so good. The direction, the shots, and all this. This is why I liked it. I'm like, that's great. That's why you liked it. I didn't. That's the point of this list. All right, top five. These top 5 are actually legit, very praised movies. So we're getting to some controversial opinions. Number 5 is Speak No Evil. I hated this movie. People loved it. Critics praised it. Everyone thought it was crazy. They're like, how can you not like it? James McAvoy is great. That's it. He's good. The ending was so fucking stupid. I was like, what? These characters are all morons too. The amount of times I was like, just grab a phone. Just fucking leave. Just do this and just do that. These characters are beyond idiotic, and even the good characters, like the villains, are supposed to be unlikable, but the heroes, the people we're supposed to be rooting for, they're all unlikable. They're all dicks. I'm just like, I hope they all just die. I hope James McAvoy just kills them all, because like I'm not rooting for these people. They're horrible. And the thing is, the movie has like good performances. All these people are very good actors. The acting is really good. It's just not scary, and it's just these characters are just infuriating to watch, and it just made me hate the movie so much. I hated these characters. I hated them so much, and I hated the ending. So I didn't like it, and I think it's an overrated movie, so yeah. Number 4 is The Apprentice, the Donald Trump movie. Sebastian Stan is good, so is Jeremy Strong. This entire movie is literally just a fuck Donald Trump movie. And I don't know, like, I guess whether you lean on a certain political spectrum, you're going to love it. I think a lot of people who are Democrats, Kamala Harris supporters, they're going to love this movie. And the people who love Trump are going to hate this movie. I'm neither. I'm neither one of those things, but the reason I didn't care for it is because there was no enjoyment in the movie, and I thought the movie was going to go very deep into the psyche of Donald Trump and talk about a story and talk about the like his roots and how he did the things that he did. And it kind of does that in some moments of the story. But a lot of it is just a movie to show how much of a selfish asshole he is. The entire movie is literally just him backstabbing and learning how to be the most greediest fucker in the world. That's what I got from this movie. I'm like, it's not a biopic about Trump. It's about like how his like kind of rise to power and how he fucked everybody over and fucked the person over who made him who he was. And I don't know, that to me wasn't very interesting. I'm just like, oh, okay. You could still give humanity to a person that you don't like. Like, I don't know, just whatever. It was clearly made by people who don't like Donald Trump, so maybe you should probably give this story to someone who is more open-minded, not someone who loves Donald Trump because they probably portray him as like a super heroic guy. You should have given it to someone who was very neutral ground on Donald Trump. That probably would have been a lot more interesting because it takes your biases out of it. But the performances are good. It's just the movie wasn't very good. So, yeah. All right, number 3 was Conclave. Conclave is a very well-received movie, and honestly, I get it. I get why people like this movie. There's a lot of great stuff in it. The performances are really strong. The cinematography is very good. There's good stuff in it. I just was not invested with the story at the Vatican Church and the ending. Oh my God, everyone's talking about the ending will blow your mind. It was not that mind-blowing. Also, I don't know if that would actually really happen in the Vatican. And I don't know if they would allow that in the Vatican. I don't know, I'm just saying. But, like, you kind of have to suspend your disbelief in some things. But, I don't know. I thought it was more of just a meh movie. Again, kind of a boring kind of movie. Again, people loved it. People are going to put this on their best of the year, which is cool. Just not a movie for me. Number 2, Challengers. Challengers has one really good thing about this movie. Well, 2. The shots are fantastic, especially the point of view shot of like the tennis ball. It was a really cool scene. And the music. The music in this movie kicks ass. I love the music. I guess the performances are fine. Again, it's the characters. I hated these characters, all 3 of them. Where these 3 have the most toxic friendship / romance, marriage. These are the 3 most toxic people ever. And I'm like, why are they friends? Why is this guy married to this bitch? And why does she care about his tennis career other than to maybe get his money or something? I hated all 3 of these people. So when the whole movie focuses 2 hours and 20 minutes on these 3 assholes, I was like, I don't know. The thing is, I can watch movies with super unlikable characters if it's a very funny movie, a darkly comedic movie, or it's a movie about an important thing or an important issue or something. Like, I don't know. It depends on the story, but like, I'm supposed to root for these characters. I'm supposed to be intrigued by these characters, and I just wasn't. I hated them all so much, and I wanted it to end. And the movie claims it's very sexy. It's not very sexy. And this is directed by Luca Guadagnino, and I don't know. I'm just not a fan of him. Like, I didn't mind Call Me By Your Name. I thought that was pretty good, but I'm just not really a fan of his movies. I'm trying to get invested with, I gave all his movies a chance. I don't know. I guess he's just not my kind of filmmaker. I don't know, but so the tennis scenes were cool. The music was great. It's just, I hated these fucking characters so much. I hated them, and I don't know. I'm a character guy. I like to be invested with the characters and their story. I just didn't like this story, and I didn't like these characters, so that automatically gets me checked out of the movie. So, yeah, not a fan. Number 1, though, easily, it's Anora. Anora is easily the most overrated movie of the year. This is everyone's, like, top pick of the year. This is, like, people are rooting for this to win Best Picture. Everyone is loving this movie. I could not stand it. I literally could not. This romance, I didn't buy it for a second. And this girl is so annoying. Again, such an unlikable bitch. And the guy she's marrying is a dumbass. And again, I was rooting for the bad people. It's like, it tries to be like Pretty Woman, but much darker and bleak. I don't. It's not really my kind of thing. I'm again. This is a filmmaker I'm not a fan of. Was it Sean Baker? I'm not a fan of his movies either. He tries to be like he's the kind of guy that shows like the world is shit and people are shitty, and I'm like, well, we know that, but I want to go into a movie with a little escapism and stuff. And honestly, you can show me a very bleak story, and I can still really get on board with it. It's just I was invested with this story or these characters, and I didn't think the lead girl gave this brilliant of a performance like everyone's saying she gives. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it. And everyone says this romance is just so real and vibrant, and just it's such a real romance. I'm like, really? I don't think people have been in love before. It's like, I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought it was the most overrated movie of the year. I thought it was shit, but shows what I know, I guess. So yeah, that was my top 10 overrated movies of 2024. Let me know in the comments below. Did you agree with this top 10 list? If not, give me your guys' top 10 overrated movies of this year. Comment below. Let me know. And as always, for this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.